comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So we're in India. This is pretty much day one in India. I'm on my sixth shit. I've had 5 official shits today, which if I had another shit would put me on my 6th, but things seem to have settled down a little bit. All it was a little readjustment phase. I just needed to transfer over to Indian stomach. I needed to go from organic natural foods to heavily deep fried, ghee soaked, carb based delights. Not that I was eating that healthy before I left, to be honest with you. Actually, I was eating very unhealthy. But today the stomach has settled down since the last one, number 5. I tell you what, numbers 1 to 4 were painful. There was bloating. My stomach was churning. Number 5 seemed to sort it all out, and now I'm on Indian time. Now I feel like I could eat any old shit again. The diet here is just so fucking bad. It's so delicious, but it's also so fucking bad. So far, everything I've eaten is deep fried batter of some sort. A carb deep fried until it's golden and crispy. How can you really go wrong with that? Besides the fucking carcinogenic oil that it's cooked in. You can't really, despite dying, you can't really go wrong with that food. So that's been good, and today I really just tried to readjust into my new life. I fucking got out of bed, had a tea, hopped back into bed and just read all day. In between shits, I was reading. That's all I was doing. I polished off a book that I had been reading for a little while, America, the Farewell Tour by Chris Hedges. And I tell you what, Chris Hedges is probably not the guy you want to read just before you move to the US. He is one bleak cunt, and there's not much he has nice to say about the joint. It's not like he's shitting on it either. I think he's just pointing out reality. Anyway, it was a nice read. It was inspiring. So I got through that, and then there was another book I'm reading, Nickel and Dimed. And I'm also reading Empire of Illusion and How the World Really Works by Noam Chomsky. I've got my fingers in a lot of pies at the moment. Fuck, I love reading. I just love being left alone to read. Anyway, it's Monday, people, and you know what that means. It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, comedian, philosopher, former waterproofer, Le Boyle, then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. There is a section there for Ask Boyle. You know the routine. Go there, find the tab, put in your details, ask me a question. It's Monday, so if you're there, just write in a story as well. boylecomedy.com. Fucked up Friday stories are needed, always needed. So go there, send me a story, send me a question, and I'll get to it. Anyway, let's get to this week's Fucked Up Friday. So this week's Fucked Up Friday was sent in by Miss Adventure Wiggins over there in the US. Here it is. I was listening to the Oppression Chamber episode where Dor was telling the story of his girlfriend pulling a Love Actually on him at his doorstep. Yeah, can you believe he's married and has a kid to that same lady now? He gave a brief synopsis of the storyline and said it's basically about a guy who has been madly in love with his friend's wife for years, but obviously knows he can't be with her. It brought to mind this ongoing debate a local radio host used to have with his co-host back in the day. One believed you can legitimately be in love with someone who isn't in love with you in return. The other believed there's no possible way to be legitimately in love with someone when there's never been any reciprocation. So, which is it, according to the greatest mind of the generation? Action Jackson, you have come to the right place. Now, this seems to me to be a very limited argument because in the English language, there is only one word for love, and that's love. You know, in the Tibetan language, there's 47 different words that convey the word love because love is very nuanced. Unfortunately, I completely made that Tibetan thing up. It could be true. I don't know. I don't know anything about the Tibetan language. But it could be true. But even if it's not true, it still conveys the point I want to make. There's different varieties of love. Like there's the love a child has for their mother. There's the love you have for a friend. There's the love you have for a life partner. There is the love you have for a hero of yours. So to limit love to just one fucking word is ridiculous. Like, here's an example. The love you have for a person when you first meet them, that absolute fire crazy love, is not the same love you have fucking 15 years down the track after you've had 2 kids and you've been together fucking 15 years. So what love are you talking about? Are you talking about that we've been through the fucking fire love, or the this is new and exciting love? Because that new and exciting love, I feel like you can have that new and exciting, heart beats faster, get nervous, sweaty, that exciting love without reciprocation. It's still a valid love. It doesn't need to be reciprocated. It borderlines obsession, but you could still categorize it as love. But the second one, that more deeper, more true love, that is contingent on reciprocation. You need to have been together to realize that one. So the argument is pretty fucking stupid. It's an argument 2 radio hosts would have. 2 fucking deadbeats with fucking no hope. But someone considered the greatest mind of the generation knows that love has a lot of grey areas. It's not black and white. There's nuance. There's variations. There's different flavors. So I don't really think there's an answer to that question per se, unless you give or define what love you're talking about. Oh my God. Oh my God, fucking hell. When I was going through my shit, when I was packing up, I found, oh my God, it was so fucking humiliating. I found an old love letter, I guess you could call it, that I have no idea. I do not remember writing it, but I wrote it to a girl that definitely was not reciprocating or didn't even know. Probably knew actually, but I can't remember writing it. And it's so humiliating. There's no way I'm going to read it out on here. The only reason I wouldn't read it out, I would read it out on here, but I would feel weird reading it without telling my wife about it first. I would need to show her, let her read it, and then I would come on here and read it. And there's just no way, no fucking way I'm letting my wife read. I must have been like 13 or 14 or something, read a love letter I wrote to some girl that I never had the balls to give to, and I hid it behind a photo. And I went down to get the photo laminated because it's a very old photo of mine. And I found this letter behind the photo. It must have been there for like 25 years or something. And so I've still got the letter, and it's just too much. It was too much. I didn't even read it twice. That's how much it affected me. I cannot fucking remember reading it though. And I can tell you for sure that I was definitely in love with that girl when I was like 14. Anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for the question. That'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.